We're here with a guy who knows a thing or two about the anatomy of a hit song. He has worked as a music director, composer, and songwriter with Justin Bieber, with Shawn Mendes, with Ariana Grande. Dan Kanter, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Okay, let's talk about Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud, Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. Does the newer song borrow from the older song, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think it definitely does. I broke it down to a song like a pie. Half of the pie is the melody and the lyrics. In this case, the melody and the lyrics of both songs are completely different. The other half of the pie is the music, the musical bed that the lyrics and melody sit on top of. I would think of it almost as like the karaoke track. In this case, I think they're almost identical.
Really?
I think so. And what I've done, I can show you, is I've
show us your
taken the
evidence
songs
here.
here. On the top in pink is the Ed Sheeran song, Thinking Out Loud. In green is Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. I've taken Marvin Gaye's song, it was in the key of E flat, and I dropped it down a half step so they're in the same key.
For easier comparison.
Just for easier
Yeah.
comparison. And I'm just going to play it, and you can hear how they roll
Okay.
into each other. So here's Ed Sheeran.
Baby, man, try to hold back this feeling for so long.
So focus just on the music, the beat, the bass, the bottom of it.
But at 23, and if you
Wow. Yeah. Okay, that makes me hear it in a whole different way.
Right? So it's complicated because there's so many words being thrown around in this case, in the news. One of them is style. Style, genre. There are so many styles of the past that they're made up of musical building blocks that borrow from previous music and create this style. So I think about doo-wop, I think about barbershop, 12-bar blues, swing music, folk music. A lot of that is the tradition of taking a previous song and redoing it. I think a lot of songwriters, they borrow a vibe. I mean, I can give you an example. There's the John Lennon song, the Beatles song, Hide Your Love Away. Here I sit, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. Well, that to me is definitely come gather round people wherever you roam. I mean, John was definitely going for a Bob Dylan vibe. He didn't take the chords, he didn't take the melody or the lyrics. He definitely went for the vibe. I think in this case, it's more than it. You know, definitely the style, it's a soul style, check. The vibe, definitely the vibes are the same, check. But here we have the same chords, the same beat, the same flow, the same rhythms, the same moving chords. It's identical. So, I think who knows what the outcome will be, but in my opinion, I think half of the song, the musical bed of the song, is going to be shared with the Marvin Gaye and Ed Townsend estates. It's complicated because there are some songs. I just finished musical directing a tour with a singer named Ava Max. Can I play off my phone? Is that it?
Absolutely.
And she has a song called Kings and Queens. Here, I'll play you the intro.
If all of the kings had their queens on the throne, we would pop champagne and raise a toast.
Very similar to Shot to the Heart and You're to Blame, the
Yeah,
Bon Jovi
any
song.
80s Bon Jovi kid can
Would
point that
know.
out. Yeah.
But what's interesting is they have actually credited the songwriters of You Give Love a Bad Name in her song. So it seems to me like they actually recognized it, they got ahead of it. It's interesting in this case that Ed Sheeran's team didn't get ahead of this, and I'm surprised by that. I mean, there's been so many songwriting sessions where first of all, we've written a song. In the moment, we call a friend, tell me this isn't a song already. This is a great melody or a great riff. And then I have to confirm with someone that it's original.
Well, this is what I wanted to ask you. Bring me into the process. I mean, we are in the year 2023. We are 70 years, if not more, into pop music building
Totally.
blocks, right? So many have been used already.
Yes, definitely. And I think, what we were talking about earlier with the John Lennon, Bob Dylan description. Like, for example, I wrote this Bieber song called "Be Alright." It goes like this. And to me, that's very
Extreme,
right?
more than words, yeah.
Now, completely different chords, lyrics, melody. It's just the vibe is the same. I probably could never have written. I wouldn't even know how to do that had I not learned more than words. So I think there are a lot of times in a session where we'll start with a song. I mean, like when I was 12, every song in my band sounded like Metallica. It's just inevitable. I would start with a riff, a Metallica riff, and then I would change it.
How can musicians protect themselves from accidentally, I guess, replicating somebody else's work?
When I'm in the room with songwriters writing, immediately we're all looking at it through the lens of, has this been done before? Has this melody been done before? Has this lyric been done before? Getting into chord progressions, that's tougher because there are only so many chords. There are only
And I think
so
that's been
many,
Ed Sheeran's point.
There
Yeah.
are only so many stories. You look at a Beyonce song these days, there's like 50 songwriters listed on the song. I think there's no problem with that. I think that's the safe way to go, and that's where we're headed, is crediting everyone just to avoid this.
Thank you so much, Dan Kanter, really illuminating this for us. Really appreciate that.
I love chatting. Thank you.